Mad honey sits at a unique intersection between ancient knowledge and modern research. For centuries, Himalayan communities understood how to live in balance with their environment, using natural resources with restraint and awareness. Today, science is beginning to examine these same practices through measurement, analysis, and data. Mad honey connects these two worlds not by replacing one with the other, but by showing how they complement each other. Traditional knowledge developed through long observation. Communities learned when to harvest, how much to use, and when to avoid use altogether. These decisions were shaped by environment, season, and physical response. There were no laboratories, but there was consistency. Practices that disrupted balance were abandoned, while those that supported stability remained. Modern science approaches the same subject differently. Researchers isolate compounds, measure variability, and observe physiological responses under controlled conditions. With mad honey, this includes analyzing nectar sources, identifying plant markers, and studying how small amounts interact with the nervous and cardiovascular systems. Science does not ask what people believed. It asks what can be measured. What is striking is how often the two perspectives align. Traditional emphasis on moderation mirrors scientific understanding of homeostasis. Small, controlled input supports regulation, while excess triggers stress responses. Traditional timing practices align with research on circadian rhythm and nervous system sensitivity. Calm environments support better digestion and absorption, a fact now supported by studies on parasympathetic activity. The bridge between tradition and science becomes visible when context is respected. Traditional use never isolated mad honey from lifestyle. It existed within slow routines, predictable schedules, and quiet environments. Science now confirms that environment strongly influences physiological response. Stress levels, sensory input, and emotional state change how the body processes nourishment. Another point of alignment is variability. Traditional communities accepted that honey changes by season and location. There was no expectation of uniform behavior. Modern analysis confirms this variability, showing differences in composition across regions and harvest periods. Science validates what tradition already knew. Nature does not produce identical outcomes. Modern research adds value by improving safety and transparency. Testing helps identify composition, confirm authenticity, and reduce misuse when mad honey enters new markets. This does not invalidate traditional knowledge. It strengthens it by translating lived experience into measurable frameworks that can be shared responsibly. The relationship works both ways. Traditional wisdom offers science a broader lens. It reminds researchers to look beyond isolated compounds and consider systems. The body does not respond to chemistry alone. It responds to rhythm, routine, and environment. Science increasingly acknowledges this through research on lifestyle medicine and nervous system regulation. Mad honey demonstrates that wellness is not created through extremes. Both tradition and science agree that balance is key. Regulation supports resilience. Calm emerges when the body is not pushed into constant reaction. This shared conclusion highlights why mad honey has remained relevant across generations. The bridge also challenges modern assumptions. Innovation is often seen as improvement, yet some of the most effective practices are ancient. Science does not replace tradition. It clarifies and contextualizes it. Tradition does not reject science. It provides real-world grounding. Understanding mad honey through this combined lens prevents misunderstanding. When tradition is ignored, misuse occurs. When science is ignored, risk increases. Together, they create a complete picture that supports responsible awareness. This bridge is not about proving one side correct. It is about integration. Mad honey teaches that human well-being improves when observation and measurement work together. Wisdom without verification can stagnate. Science without context can mislead. Modern wellness stands to benefit greatly from this approach. Instead of separating natural practices from research, it can learn to align them. Mad honey offers a clear example of how this alignment works. When traditional knowledge is respected and science is applied thoughtfully, understanding deepens. Calm becomes more accessible. Balance becomes sustainable. Mad honey does not belong to the past or the lab alone. It belongs in the space where wisdom and evidence meet. That is where its true value lies. For more clear, science-based, and nature-aligned wellness insights, subscribe and stay connected.